Hello and welcome to my preview of the Barclays Premier League 18th week. Again, right off the bat, I'm just going to say Merry Christmas to all. I hope you all got what you wanted from Santa Claus or whoever you want Christmas to really come from. Hope you got the presents that you wanted and had a good time. But you will most likely have a better time if these predictions come true for your team and they do get and are able to manage to pick up a win in the 18th week in the EPL. That means we're halfway through the season already. So let's kick things off with the first game taking place at the KC Stadium between Hull City and Manchester United. And I think that this game can really just go one way, and it's Manchester United victory. Even though Hull City are the stronger team at home, are stronger when they play at home rather than they play away. Manchester United are in formidable form. They're probably the best form that they've been in all season, and I think they can go there and pick up a nice 2-0 victory against Hull City there. In the Midlands, at Villa Park, it will be Aston Villa facing Crystal Palace, and I think this will be quite a close affair. Whether or not Benteke will return after he got dropped last week remains to be seen. But Crystal Palace last week, they got thumped 3-0 by Newcastle, so I think Pulis will be looking for a response from his team, and they really can't keep losing like that too many more times unless they do want to get relegated. So I think that they'll go to Villa Park with a positive attitude, and really they will try and pick up a point, and I think that they can and will, because Villa aren't in great form. So I think that it'll be Villa 1, Palace 1. In Wales, at Cardiff City Stadium, it will be Cardiff facing Southampton, and I'm going for Cardiff to win 2-1, not because they're the better side, because clearly Southampton are playing some good stuff right at the moment, but I think that the fans will get behind Cardiff and the players will too, in support of Malky Mackay in order to keep him at the club, because I'm not sure what the manager Vincent Tan still wants to do. So I think that Cardiff will just off fighting spirit and character will be able to pick a 2-1 result up against probably the more quality possessed side in Southampton. At Stamford Bridge, it will be Chelsea taking on Swansea, and after Chelsea's, you could say, negative and defensive performance against Arsenal, I think that they'll want to come out and really make a statement against Swansea. Whether they'll do so or not will remain to be seen, but I think Swansea are a better team than that and won't allow Chelsea really to play through them. They'll be, again, quite defensive in their setup. This is Swansea, and will ask Chelsea to play through them. I think that Chelsea will oblige, and they'll find it quite difficult at times, though, to break Swansea down. And I think that my prediction being 1-0 to Chelsea, that goal will come from a corner, a John Terry header, a Gary Cahill header, or an Ivanovic goal. So that's how I think that game's going to go down there at Stamford Bridge. At Goodison Park, Everton will face Sunderland, and I think Everton's winning form can continue, and so will Sunderland's misery, as I predict Everton will win this game 3-0. Everton are just the more classier side at the moment. They're playing great stuff from defense to midfield to attack. They've got outstanding fluidity. The team plays and trusts each other, and they are buying into Roberto Martinez's tactics and his style of football. So I think at home it'll be nothing but joy for Everton after the Christmas break, and the Merry Christmas will continue for the Evertonians there and their Toffee supporters. But for Sunderland, I think that Gus Poyet will really need to do some business either in the January transfer window or really have to group his side together, because it's not looking good for the Black Cats now. At St James's Park, Newcastle will face Stoke City, and I think that Newcastle, again, this win will slip under the radar, as I predict they'll win 2-1 against the Potters. Now, Newcastle have been in great form recently, beating Cardiff City last week, and the week before that when they played Southampton and got a 1-1 draw there. So they're playing not bad stuff, and they're picking up wins, and they're sitting quite comfortably in about 6th or 7th position in the table, and only a couple of points off the top. Now, I'm not saying that they can win the Premier League, but I'm saying that they can easily achieve what they achieved 2 seasons ago, which is Europa League football, and I think that they'll continue to strive for that goal after they beat Stoke and pick up 3 points. Carrow Road is where the next game will take place between Norwich and Fulham, and both sides are really desperate for a win. Fulham got whacked 2-4 against Manchester City, and Norwich were held a goalless draw against Sunderland, so both sides are looking for a win. However, in this game, I don't think it'll come for either side. I think that both sides are really lackluster up front. That being said, maybe Norwich has a bit more creativity, and being at home, the impetus will be onto them to, create and dictate the game, and Fulham will try and hit on the counter-attack. However, I don't think that either of those two tactics for both sides will work, and it'll just play out that game there as a goalless draw. Now, at White Hart Lane, it'll be Tottenham Hotspur facing West Bromwich Albion, and it'll be Tim Sherwood's second game in charge of Tottenham, his first game as the actual head coach of Spurs, and I think that his tactics have been bang on from the start. Playing 2 strikers up front, Soldado and Adebayor previous game, I'm not sure the combination he'll go with, maybe he'll stick with the same one, but it worked as they got a 3-2 win against Southampton there, and the team really just seemed to actually gel a lot more better than it had been previously. So I think even though Bromwich, who were in decent form with last week picking up a 1-1 draw against Hull City, I think that Tottenham will be able to do the business at home and pick up a nice 2-0 result there. At, it'll be West Ham versus Arsenal in a London derby at Boleyn Ground. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that. I just call it Upton Park, but Boleyn Ground is where the derby will take place again. West Ham at home, they've been okay there recently. However, last week they did travel to Old Trafford and lose 3-1, so they are on the ropes there, and that being said, they haven't been able to pick up probably as many points as I think Sam Allardyce would have been hoping for in the first half of the season there, as they're really dangling dangerously close to the relegation zone. And for Arsenal, right now as I'm speaking, they're joint on top of the table with Liverpool, and they haven't, again, their past month hasn't been the greatest. They picked up a 2-0 result, 2-0 win against Hull, lost to Napoli, lost to Manchester City in that crazy affair, and then drew with Chelsea. So I think to get the Arsenal train back on the road in this London derby, they'll need to go to West Ham and pick up the win, and that's exactly what I think they'll do, and I think the game will finish Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. And the final game, which is the best game, it's league leaders Liverpool versus basically the team that scored the most goals and's got the best goal difference in the Premier League, Manchester City, and that game will be taking place at the Etihad Stadium. So, you'd think that Liverpool have no chance, and you'd be wrong to say that they do, because I really personally think that even though Liverpool are playing good stuff, it's Manchester City's palace. It is at Etihad Stadium. It's their kingdom. Every time anyone goes there, they will just demolish them. That being said, I don't think Liverpool are as poor as some of the other sides that have got absolutely slaughtered there, and I think that they will be able to put up a respectful performance. However, they're a bit too reliant, if we're looking at this game really through non-biased eyes, they're a bit too reliant on Luis Suarez, and I think that in this game, the partnership of Demichelis and Vincent Kompany will be able to kind of minute the Uruguayan's wizardry skills, and Manchester City will be able to rebound and counter-attack with their powerful, strong and talented midfield through the likes of Fernandinho and Torre, and I think that their attack against the likes of Skirtle, Sakho, when you've got players like Aguero, Negredo, Zeko, Jesus Navas, just the list goes on and on, I think that your attack is really going to hold in good stead against any league team defense that it comes against. So, with all that being said, you probably want the final score and to end me talking here. So I think that it'll end at the Etihad Stadium with Manchester City putting 3 past Liverpool, and the score there will be Manchester City 3, Liverpool 1. And that is those are my predictions for the 18th week in the Premier League. Again, we're halfway there. It's been a fun ride the first half, and I'm sure that the second half will be a whole lot better. So stay tuned for more, because in the next week, as I said, there will be, I think there's 3 more fixtures before January 4th, where there's a break because of the FA Cup duties. But up until then, if you want all Premier League information, come to this channel here, as well as UEFA Champions League, because the round of 16 is not too far away. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thank you, and goodbye.